I mean, if I had my way, I would just say fuck ICE and then we'd end the show and we go to the bonus show. But I guess that's just how we're starting it. Fuck ICE.
This podcast is brought to you by our patron supporters. Today's patron of the day is James Height. Patrons get the show always ad-free and access to the extended episode with bonus content. If you don't want to miss all of that, go to patreon.com/calltheline. That's patreon.com/calltheline.
Today's bonus show, I'm guessing, is going to be us probably ranting about similar stuff, but, with less terms of service violations in mind. Like, less worried. I don't know exactly for sure. I just know that, we have to toe a line over here a little bit. Maybe,
yeah.
Anyway, let's do this thing. Welcome, everybody. It is January 27th, a Tuesday in 2026. Donald Trump has been president for over a year now. We're coming up on the second week of his second year of his second term. I don't know where to, it's just so depressing. It's just so depressing. And obviously, we're going to be talking about what just happened recently. But I almost wonder, do we want to go there? Or do we want to start somewhere else and make our way to the... It's one of those things where I'm sure there are a lot of people who are going to listen because they want to hear us talk about it. But I don't know.
What else do you want to even talk about?
Well, oftentimes I might just complain about some idiot in the comment section or don't go to Threads today. Don't go to Threads right now. You've been seeing...
I have barely been on the internet today. And it's been great.
I mean, for the weekend, it's still about the Alex Pretti situation.
Yeah.
But it's still, I mean, they are more bonkers than usual. All right. I guess we probably just jump into it and then see where things go and let things go wherever they want to go.
Yeah.
I will say I have a new look. I don't like what I've become. I know Matt shares a similar sentiment. The way I feel about what should happen to some of these people, I don't like it. I also don't like that as I've become this way, it's harder to express some of those ways you feel online without worrying about violating TOS.
Well, right.
Yeah. So, look, you guys can complain, you can debate what it means, but my newest thing on the newest thing that I'm saying is something along the lines of you should practice your note writing skills. That's how I've just been saying, you know what you should go do? Go write a note.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah.
It's subtle. It takes you a second. It's
a lost art, note writing.
I would agree.
It's a lost art. Okay.
I would agree.
I everybody woke up to the news Saturday. We went live that night. So some of my problem, that's not the right word for it. Some of my frustration, some of my Sunday, we did a live show, Javon and I just couldn't do it really. I want to say I melted down, but I just shut down everything that was obviously stupid. We had one caller call in who went oh, I think what ICE is doing is great. And I was like, really? After yesterday, this being Sunday at the time, after yesterday, you're like, what happened yesterday? It just tried to pretend you hadn't even heard the news. That was the biggest. You're on YouTube. I'm in your feed, but you have no idea what happened yesterday. It was just very obvious.
Right.
They were being stupid. And a lot of, nobody called in to, it seemed like, in good faith, actually defend what happened. Yeah. There was one caller who maybe had an actual level of ignorance or just listening to the dumb things people are saying. But otherwise, pretty much you just got the bottom of the barrel shit. Because even MAGA knows this was fucked up. Anyway, news being, go ahead.
They've been suspiciously quiet.
Well, and now when they're speaking a little bit differently than before. So the news obviously was on Saturday. We've all now seen the video from multiple angles with different levels of clarity. There is no debate. There is no ability to try and pull the same shit they pulled with Renee Good, which was still a cold-blooded ass fucking murder. Let's be so clear. But, you know, they had their, like, the car was technically moving defense. You 3 miles an hour at 6 inches away, that puts your life in danger, to then lean over and pop somebody and make sure that you blow their fucking face off. They had their plausible deniability, though it doesn't seem to me. And in fact, I got several people from MAGA who called in to agree that even that one, there should at least be an investigation. There should at least be a trial. But they won't admit that unless you really back them into a corner, and they do not want to go into that corner easily. This time you have Alex Pretti, who was a VA ICU nurse, who they're trying to spread misinformation about what he actually did for a living and who he actually was now too. That shit's crazy. But, you know, putting up pictures of drag queens of people who look vaguely like him. Literally the most popular one going around. The man had a dark brown beard, and they have this guy with a light ginger beard that's long and otherwise facially looks a bit like him. But you guys know we can't just concentrate and change the color of our beards, right? You fucking idiots.
Just if you think really hard. But also, it's amazing to have the pro-life, pro-religion, Christianity, God is love, Jesus is love party look for reasons why it was no, this one was okay to shoot because he was a drag queen.
They're trying to make you feel
what the fuck are you talking about?
Like it's less of a tragedy. So there was essentially this man tried to give aid to somebody he seemed to have been there with who had just been pepper sprayed. He gets pepper sprayed himself. They're pinning him to the ground. At some point, they give up on pinning him, stand up, and they shoot him several times in the back under the guise of because he had a gun. But he didn't have a gun in his hand. He had a gun holstered on the back of his pants. And now we can see in the video prior to him being shot, at least 10 bullets are fired. Prior to him being shot, the gun is removed from him by an ICE agent. In other words, a totally unarmed man, disarmed man, was shot 10 times in the back.
Yeah. I kept seeing people saying over the weekend that it was like execution style, and I didn't really understand how true that was until I heard the like second by second breakdown of what is because I'll be honest, I watched some of the video, but I can't keep watching people getting shot in the street. Like it just like I already am. I feel it too much. Like I can't, and it's just not normal. It's not normal for us to be watching people getting shot in the street and watching it from multiple angles, like this man being held down and shot in the back.
Yep.
And at some point, I had heard that he got up and was holding his side. He like tried to kind of
he didn't
pull himself up.
No, that's he doesn't. That's them talking about that. He's trying to move and resist against, and he has a phone in his hand. But they're trying to claim the phone in his hand. That it went toward his holster, which it simply didn't.
No, it was more that that he had moved and was obviously unable to like actually move.
Yeah.
And so if they just wanted to disarm him, that would have been enough.
Right. Which they did. They took his gun.
Yeah. But even to disarm him, but also to just like keep him from moving much more than that. Like he was not going to go anywhere. Like he literally couldn't hold himself up.
And he couldn't see because he's been pepper sprayed.
Yes. And then they shot him 6 more times.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, they shoot him once he's down flat on the ground too. Yes. It was very much a let's make sure, let's not try and disable the guy. Let's definitely make sure we go overkill. We don't want there to be a chance, even though he's clearly out. We don't want there to be a chance that he ever comes back to life. Unconscious wouldn't be enough. We want this guy dead, dead, dead. And then you have idiots like Pearl Davis, literally on Twitter, writing, I don't care if you do not listen to police. I don't care if you get shot. So just stop pretending to be American. Okay? Because in America, we already don't have the death penalty in a lot of places, but where we do, never is failing to listen to a police officer. Which, by the way, is not as easy as you think it is, Pearly. And all these people will remember when the pendulum swings again and they're out protesting and they think that there's some sort of tyranny. And it is funny, too, how they lie about like, Biden was going to, if Kamala Harris gets in, they're going to have a Gestapo force that goes door to door to make sure you're vaccinated. To make sure that you vaccinate. And then they're like, and now that we're in power, since we told that lie, guess what Gestapo force we're going to go ahead and put out there. Mm-hmm. These people are fucking monsters, and they pretend that the opposition is the America hatred. And it is funny because you actually do have people kind of like trying to both sides it a little bit who you don't usually expect to. Even Steven Crowder saying Kash Patel was wrong about saying that you're not allowed to. Kash Patel basically said, it's not, if you bring a gun with he said he had a gun and 2 magazines on him. Therefore, it was not a peaceful protest. That isn't true. In America, the possession of a firearm, according to our constitutional rights and tons of Supreme Court precedent now, the presence of a gun does not indicate an intention of violence. Yeah. Therefore, the presence of a gun, no matter how many magazines, does not declare your intention to ever use them, doesn't say shit about you. That's literally been reiterated in court case after court case after court case, including where there are people who like audit this shit. And so I've seen those videos of like, I remember a black guy was like, hey, you guys want to see what these audit situations look like when it's not a white guy doing it? So he just he had an open carry. It was an open carry state. He had a legally obtained assault rifle. Mm-hmm. He just straps it. He's not holding it. He's not whatever. And he goes for a walk and literally like quickly cops are stop. They're like quick coming in, stopping their car, pulling their firearms, screaming at him to get on the ground and shit. And then by the time it's over, they're screaming at him like he's committed a crime or is going to commit a crime, like they're thinking about killing him for doing this. At the end of the altercation that starts with this first cop coming in there and is pointing the gun and then waiting for backup, and everybody's just waiting as he's like being forced to like hold on the ground, and they're disarming him, and they're not being like cautious with him at all. They basically rough the guy up. And then they do all of the whatever they were planning to do. He literally gets to walk away from that encounter the same way. Like, okay, so you guys did all of that. Mm-hmm. And now I continue my walk as I was doing it. Right? Like, you guys did not actually know of a crime. You didn't know anything. You just knew black guy walking on the street with a gun. And so it's any pretending they do that they like the Constitution, that they like rights, that they like, it's all clear fucking bullshit. And then you had this, do you know who Greg Bovino is?
Yeah, his name sounds very familiar, but I don't know. I can't like place him.
If you Google him, you'll see his face and probably recognize him. He was basically the head of the Gestapo. He's this little fucking bitch, and he actually is little. Like when you see him walk.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. He looks like an SS officer. Seems like he's trying to dress to look more and more like one.
Yeah, he like is wearing a trench coat, which no one else is wearing. Like it's like very. It feels like you would have to be really, really, really trying to give him a free pass to not look at him and be like, oh, that's what he's trying to do.
And it's funny because he yesterday gave a press conference and talked about how there's going to be more consequences. But he was listing like in response to mistreatment of ICE and says like, if you're going to call them names like the Gestapo, there are going to be consequences. And we saw those consequences yesterday. Literally, he's threatening to kill you. He is threatening to kill. And he was on CNN. I was watching him get interviewed Sunday with Dana Bash. Just won't answer questions directly. He just won't. Yeah. And they absolutely refuse to. There is so fucking much. It's so fucking obvious how dishonest they are. And it's unfortunate that you see that from a lot of politicians of like I know if I answer this, if I have to be cautious of the sound clip. But usually that's all you get. Like there was a lot of that in the Jasmine Crockett, James Tellerico debate on Saturday. Mm-hmm. oh, I got to be careful which soundbite they get because they're just going to isolate it down. That's frustrating, but how blatantly dishonestly it is. Like, you asked a question. I'm not going to answer that question. I'm just going to answer the question I wish you had asked instead.
Yeah.
Including this Bovino fucking little bitch beta, like bitch ass bitch. Okay. Greg Bovino, you are a bitch ass bitch. Okay. Including him refusing to, he literally only refers to Alex Pretti as the suspect. And then when Dana refers to him as a victim, tries to correct her and goes, no, ICE agents are the victims. He's the suspect. The ICE agents are the victims. These guys are just such fucking bitches.
They are bitches. And part of the like whole reason why you can so easily call them bitches is because they stand for nothing. Like, they have no consistency in any of the things that they stand for. Like, having the ICE agents wear masks and be completely concealed when during COVID they refused to wear masks. That was against their freedom. And now and they can't breathe. They can't breathe through the masks. And now they're wearing basically ski masks everywhere.
Yeah.
And on top of this, too, you have all of these AI images that are circulating that are so obviously AI that I cannot believe. Like, part of the other thing, so I saw one AI video that Promise had shared and like responded to, and it's this like really hot young girl who is driving a car.
Yeah.
And you saw that.
Yeah.
Driving a car, and like the text on it is like, I risk my life every day as an ICE officer, and people just say terrible, whatever, nasty things to me. And then it's like, leave me a heart in the comments. And there's like 45,000 likes on it. Her thumb is literally a donut.
Right.
Her thumb on the steering wheel is a donut.
There's a lot of like where it's such obvious AI, and yet you've got men in those comments who are like, appreciate your service, beautiful.
Right.
If you ever need to talk.
Yeah, my DMs are open. It's like, so there's that. And then there was also an image of Alex Pretti with a gun edited over where his phone was.
Dude.
And
there's so much dumber. Did I already send you the even dumber thing?
No.
I have to forward
the other
you
thing
this.
too is I heard God, who was it who said that he had a gun and he was gonna massacre, like it was like some ridiculous thing that he was gonna like massacre a whole bunch of people. Like, he had a plan to take down all of these ICE officers. It was a handgun.
Correct.
Like, it was not
that was
like
Stephen
a
Miller
machine
who's trying
gun.
to say the
Yeah, it was
presence
Stephen
of,
Miller.
again, completely defiant of the Second Amendment and all this precedent, and the fact, bitches, Kyle Rittenhouse is your hero. Shut the actual fuck up.
Right. Who had like, did he not carry an AK-47? Like some ridiculous machine gun. It was humongous.
It was definitely, I don't think it was a 47. It might have been a 74. It was definitely an assault rifle.
It was huge.
Yeah. And for the purpose of, that's an offense weapon, not a defense weapon. Let's be so clear. Let's be so clear. And clearly, there's a much better case that he went looking to shoot somebody. He went out amongst the crowd. He didn't stay in his place to defend the property that he was supposed to defend. He's literally going down amongst the crowd, like looking to cause shit. And he found the shit he was looking for. These guys don't get to sit here and pretend, but I gotta send you this fucking thing. I gotta send you this stupid fucking thing. And I want her to see it first. And then I will tell you all what it is that I am sending her. So this is a legitimate conspiracy. This is a legitimate thing that they are trying to post on Threads, on Facebook. Utter insanity, reason, like trying to justify that Alex Pretti was murdered. Not kidding. They are really spreading this. Legitimately.
No
I've seen multiple bootlicker posts trying to say, and that settles the argument. He deserved to die. That settles it.
What?
He did it. So people, the post that they are putting across social media is this picture of this product that is essentially
fucking way.
it's a gun that you can fold up to look like an iPhone. Now, the gun is a real product. It does not shoot bullets. It shoots little rubber pellets. Like point and blank, it would cause your nose to itch, first of all. But they don't mind that. But it just basically looks like it's an iPhone that you can fold out a piece. It looks like an old iPhone. You can fold out a piece, and it's technically a little gun. By the way, you can tell it's not the same because they are using pictures showing him holding up his phone in front of people. And they're basically saying it wasn't really a phone. It was a secret gun that he had.
Which, even if it was that secret gun thing, he's holding his phone like this, not by this alleged handle, and he's holding it sideways. It would not even be.
He's got like an LED. But the funny thing is they didn't even bother to Photoshop either the fake gun post or him. You can literally see it's not the same. It's not even modeled after the same device. Like there's an LED on his. You can see the LED, and there's not on this.
Right.
They are so fucking stupid and so eager to just be like, well, now it's fine. Now it's fine. It's okay. But
it's this group of people who are so determined to believe that Daddy Trump and his whole admin are telling the truth because, God forbid, they're wrong. Then they're wrong. The whole house of cards falls. Then they're wrong about everything. And it's also seeing, I put this in my Instagram story, and I've thought about it so much, and I think I probably even said this on the podcast, but I think about it so much now with this administration that I remember learning about propaganda in school and thinking like, well, this could never happen now because now like everything's in video and pictures and whatever. My flabbers have been gasted, and they are over and over every day.
Yeah.
I cannot believe, really it's a testament to how, I don't want to say dumb because I don't want to like make fun of people who are in a cult and being taken advantage of, but like truly.
Well, what's going to get them out? What's going to get them out? Like you don't get to be a monster and be like, but here's the reason I'm a monster, so be nice. Get out of the cult and I'll stop making fun of you, assholes. We'll be right back. There's nothing stranger than being given the responsibility to do an ad read in the middle of discussing somebody's death. But technically you wouldn't have heard this ad read if you went to patreon.com/calltheline. You would never have heard this. That's where it happens. That's when this show, unfortunately, it's our job and we have bills to pay, and that's the way you can support this show and shit like it. But you know what? If this time you're like, gross, this won't be the show I do that off of, fine. Fair. Okay? I don't feel if it's weird. Okay? But this is it's our job, so okay, bye. So the good news is, and we were supposed to do an ad read. We did it. We should do that. We'll do that on the next one. Anyway, the good news is, people. Multiple outlets right now are actually reporting that Greg Bovino is basically fired. He's not fired. Really? He's demoted. They're sending him back to his old job, and he won't be in Minnesota anymore. It sounds like they're sending Tom Homan out because allegedly Trump and Walz are like trying to negotiate this out. And Trump got on Truth Social and said like his kind of, it's this thing where he acts like he's getting along with somebody, but tries to make sure it sounds like in a way that the guy is submitting to him. And it's one of those things where Tim Walz, if he pushes back, Trump would be like, well, now Minnesota's getting a 50% tariff. Like I'm waiting for state tariffs. They're on their way, people. Like state tariffs are coming. Donald Trump is fully going to try and figure out how to do state tariffs one of these days. But anyway.
Well, at least you'll be safe in Texas.
Bovino, maybe. Maybe it goes to city once. And those queers down in Austin. Bovino.
Yeah. I'm in California now. I'm fucked. They do state taxes.
I think it's because Bovino actually did embarrass him. It's weird because there are women who embarrass him that he is less prone to getting rid of. Pam Bondi, completely embarrassing, especially for the Epstein shit. Kirsty Noem. And you have to ask yourself, I don't want to be sexist and assume, but okay, right?
What are you
know what I'm saying?
Assuming? No.
It's sexist to assume that a woman is getting or keeping her job because of some recreational benefit she's offering to her employer.
Right.
Now, we've heard leaks and things even from the people that like that was how Laura Loomer was getting so much access to Trump. From Laura Loomer herself. She was telling her friends how Trump says she gives the best blowjob ever, which is crazy because like, how would she know? Can her face feel? How would she be able to react? That
she
face
literally
is.
looks. Do you remember?
There is more
Halloween
genuine
Town?
human skin on Woody from Toy Story's face. Okay, go on.
Have you ever seen Halloween Town?
No, but her face truly is terrifying. So that you're invoking a horror movie does not surprise me.
It's not even a horror movie. It's like a kid's, like it's a Disney situation.
Yeah.
But like truly, hold on. This is what Laura Loomer looks like to me.
She's the witch from Halloween Town. It's I don't know what to do. What do you do about their face?
I don't know what to do either. And
enough
I feel
of their
like
faces. Kristi Noem's face is on its way to Laura Loomer land. Let's be clear.
They're just so puffy. But Christine, so
melty.
Puffy and melty at the same time is crazy.
Rough
by
combo.
The way,
rough combo.
I can't tell if they're keeping their jobs because of something like that, or it's because Trump feels so embarrassed by his choices that it's better to double down. And tell everyone that they're wrong.
Look, guys, I understand that it did seem a little bit sexist, and that's a fair thing. I'm not convinced that that's not how Pete Hegseth also is keeping his job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I also wonder if part of it is because there aren't as many people who are willing to take those jobs anymore. Like I think Trump's approval rating continues to plummet. Yep. And even within the Republican Party, there are people who are dropping out of running. Like there was the guy who dropped out of, I think it was it a governor spot as a Republican, dropped out because he's like, I can't do this. It's just not, I can't stand by this party.
Marjorie left, guys.
Right, exactly. So I wonder if these people are keeping these spots because it's like, well, who the fuck else is going to do them? I'm sure they could find somebody, but the pickings are going to get more and more slim. And it's weird because a part of me is like, okay, you see these cracks showing through that like there are people who are Republicans who cannot and will not stand by what's happening here. People just getting publicly executed in the street.
Right.
And so that's sort of comforting. But then I also think, there's this like these puppet masters like Stephen Miller, who even when Trump is no longer the president.
I've been hating him longer than anybody else, guys. I've been talking about Stephen Miller since before you guys knew his name.
Before I was even born, even.
I've been hating Stephen Miller before you were born. No, for real. It bothered me so much during his first term when I was like, why is no one talking about this guy?
Yeah.
Nobody. He is the secret president. Why is no one talking about him? And I brought him up a lot. And I'm just like, nobody. No, you guys, look, it's not important, but you don't hate him as much as I hate. I've hated him longer. I've hated him deeper. I've hated him harder. Okay. I'm just saying, I hope that he is practicing note writing. I want him to write such an elegant note. I want it to be poetry practically.
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, and now it's interesting because I think after the murder of Renee Good, there were still the little MAGA fucking birds chirping all over the place, posting that fuck ass rap sheet that was not real, talking about how she's gay, talking about she's radical, she's crazy. They don't have shit on Alex Pretti. Like they don't even have a made up lie. And so now
no, they're going after. They're literally posting photos of other people in
Well,
drag.
yeah, the other people. But
Other people in lingerie, right.
Yeah, but it seems like when Renee Good had her situation, I saw that fake rap sheet everywhere.
Right.
And it feels like with this, everyone is being very quiet now with the Alex Pretti situation because we have multiple camera angles.
We have different algorithms, you and me. They're not.
Yeah.
They're just not being quiet. They're literally they also tried to make up a thing that this is the guy who bought his niece and nephew bathing suits and a trampoline so he could take photos. That was one I saw yesterday that they were trying to spread around.
What the fuck are they talking about?
And then
but
all the drag
grasping
queen
at
stuff.
the most insane straws. What are you talking about? And also, don't you feel don't you feel silly? Don't you feel like ridiculous thinking of in what way can I justify this murder by the state?
Yep.
Even police officers are not supposed to be murdering people. These are not even police officers. They're not trained. This is the point. It's like when you look at Renee and you look at Alex, it's like these are people who are not trained for this job. They don't know how to de-escalate. All they've been told is to be little fucking foot soldiers. And I don't know if you also saw, I'm sure you did, that they are setting aside a budget for ICE officers for their annual bonuses. And the average bonus that they are supposed to receive is $40,000. Like based on the budget that they allocated and how many ICE officers that they have when they divided it, they're allocating a $40,000 fucking bonus for each of these people. And you're also.
But you can't have healthcare, guys.
But you can't have healthcare. You can't have healthcare.
Mm-hmm.
Too expensive, by the way, to do that. And also, our tax dollars are funding this. That is our $40,000 per fucking ICE agent. I've been trying to think about what do we do? How do I not pay my taxes without getting in trouble? Because I don't want I know you can file for exempt when you are when you have an employer, but because we work for ourselves, I don't really know how that works. But I don't want to pay taxes to pay for that shit. I don't want to. I shouldn't have to.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what to do and how to do that exactly. But
a tweet just came up in my thing, and it was Kyle Rittenhouse getting mad at Hakeem Jeffrey. Basically posted it side by side, the Kyle Rittenhouse versus Alex Pretti moments, and how one is considered a hero and the other a terrorist. And I'm not even joking. Kyle Rittenhouse starts the thing with Hakeem Jeffries is a gay communist.
Right.
It was his supporters, pedophiles and women beaters, who attacked me in the streets of Kenosha. First of all, I don't know. Look, man, I've seen your profile. I've watched your testimony. I don't know that you want to shit on wife beaters. I will, because I'll never be one. You have the exact profile of a cop and a wife beater. That's who you are.
Yeah.
That's who you are.
Yeah. I also, it's been an interesting moment because I think after this murder specifically, I've seen more people say things like, if you were ever going to change your mind, now is the fucking time. This is the line. If after this you are not changing your mind, now I am judging your character in a completely different way that is actually irredeemable. Before, it was still I think you're a shit person, but I understand this is a cult. You're being lied to some degree because your algorithm is very different than ours and whatever.
Yeah.
At this point, after seeing how many angles that this shooting happened from, and then also hearing these people completely lie, completely utterly lie.
Yep.
It's just how do you hear that and think, oh, they think I'm an asshole. They think I'm an idiot. They think that's the biggest thing is MAGA. They think you are dumb. They are treating you like you are dumb. They think that you are an idiot and you let them.
even the people who are trying to both sides it or trying to be like, okay, I realize this is too far. It's funny how like they all start the same way where they're like, and just my comments on it. And at some point I am going to condemn like that shouldn't be a reason, blah, blah, blah. But let me start with, you shouldn't be resisting. You shouldn't be protesting. If he just hadn't gone, he wouldn't be dead. It's always victim blaming first.
Yeah. Don't tread on me, folks, by the way.
Was he too flirty? Did he laugh at their jokes? And like, that's because that's what the shit always is.
Yeah. The don't tread on me, folks suddenly are literally
tread
like,
on
me, daddy.
With the heels. Let me put it in my mouth.
Shimmy.
Tread on me, daddy. These people.
Please remind me that I need to
the way
clip
their mouth
that.
can open to deep throat a boot now. They do not have the TMJ problem. You and me, really TMJ. Don't. Okay? Yeah. There's a limit to the size of a potato we'll put in our mouth. These guys can unlatch their jaws like a boa constrictor to deep throat the boot.
Yes.
That's what's going on.
And so now I'm also in a weird place where before there were some people who are like adjacent to my life. Like I have like a random aunt who is like
terrible.
MAGA. Yeah. And
I remember. Is this the one I'm thinking of? The little story of Out on the Island?
No.
Okay.
That is a different woman. Like I don't like really know her, but yeah. Fucking Donna. Fuck ass Donna. If you've been listening to the pod for a while, I'm sure you remember my story of fuck ass Donna. Yeah, I would like to know. I would like to actually know what Donna is thinking about right now. But now for these people that we've sort of like made any sort of concession or exception for, like I have this aunt who I see her like she's like the weddings and funerals person. Like you don't see them really ever.
Yeah.
And I don't want to have a relationship with her ever. I don't want to talk to you anymore. This is past a point of giving you any leeway, giving you any flexibility. You have actively decided that you need to be more of a fan of a politician than you need to be a human being who is watching a person getting gunned down in the fucking street. This is no longer a situation of, well, I think that trickle-down economics would work. And, I think that universal healthcare might work. Gunned down in the street. He was on his stomach on the fucking street. And they shot at him 10 times.
Yeah.
What are you... Like truly, what are you doing? What are you doing that you so badly need to? I can't think of a single person in this world, even my parents, that if I heard they shot at someone 10 times, I wouldn't be like, what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like there's not a single person in this world.
I guess maybe we need to do, let's pop another break. And then just talk about, there's like an element to this all that's really bugging me.
Yeah.
Like an extension past it. A cynical part of me that's just really, really being messed up.
Okay.
So we'll get there. We'll talk about it. And when we get back, everybody gets candy. If you didn't get your candy, it's because you sinned too much. That's how I understand it.
Because you sinned.
Remember that if the blessings do not flow, you must have done something wrong. I promise you blessings. Right. If the promise isn't fulfilled, it's not me.
It's you.
It's something you did.
Right. And I've always said that.
And we'll be right back. Hey, you know what time it is? Another ad. But look, the fucking world's on fire. We're going to have to keep doing these shows and we're going to have to pay for them. So look, you only have a little bit more time if you want to go to linemerch.com and get yourself one of our original mugs. At the end of the month, they're gone. This is Jesus Christ, who you should not play hide and seek with because he cheats through his hand holes.
Insane choice.
Jeremiah 23:24. Never play hide and seek with Jesus. And Alyssa has certified Big Brain
Big Brain
Certified
Certified Hottie.
And there's the mugs from the other hosts there too. So you can do that. It's
Yeah.
at linemerch.com and we'll all just feel filthy. Okay. Back to the show because that's still the job we're doing.
Yes.
Ew. Oh, let me change my colors back. There we go. We'll go blue. We got blue lights in the background. You like the highlights on my hair now? I can change the highlights on my hair. Now it's purple.
Ooh, that's nice.
Okay.
It's
green,
interesting because the actual
white.
lights themselves don't look as colored as your hair does.
I know. You can tell if you catch the desk reflection what color they are.
Yeah.
Or I can turn them down. I can turn them way down. Let me turn them down to like 5%. You know, but then you start to see the individual LEDs in there, but there's a little more color there. I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die. We'll stick there for a bit. Okay. I don't want to be cynical here, people. But even this is a distraction. And it's bad because it's a distraction that is a valid distraction. We can't just have a Gestapo, guys. But it's also a distraction from the Epstein files.
Right.
This is what's happening, right? Donald Trump is getting such fucking mileage out of this shit. Can you imagine where he's like, nobody's accusing me of killing anybody, but that's all we're talking about now. Do you think he's sad Alex Pretti died? Do you think he's sad Renee Good died? You know what he's hearing? They're getting further away from finding out I'm a pedophile. And unfortunately, even this issue is probably more quickly served by us focusing on the Epstein files because the Epstein files is more likely to get him kicked out of office, though they are violating some fucking constitutional rights, but he is being very careful about the way he engages it, the way he, it's so fucking bleak that right now you can successfully just wait. You can send people out. You can deploy a fake military, essentially. You can deploy ICE. You can deploy CBP. You can give them 47 days of training, guns. Proud Boys can get a job working for this government with a $40,000 bonus. It's just a matter of time, if it hasn't already, that we find out that something happens and it's a January 6th insurrectionist who pulls the trigger. That was on ICE's side. That was with ICE. Like we're closing in on that eventuality as well.
If it hasn't already happened.
It's the shit is getting fucking crazy. I will say, you were saying, like, talking about the division's getting crazier than that even, I think at this point we're seeing where America's headed towards something fucking bleak and something fucking dark. I don't know if it's going to be violent. I don't know if it's going to be just economically terrible. I don't know what we're heading toward, but we're heading toward a type of something somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think we're starting to see more distinctly, not just like who's dumb and who's not, but who's going to be on the other side of that. Who's going to line up on which side? Who's going to potentially up to risking their life for freedom or fascism. And like you were saying, if still you don't realize you're on the asshole side, that you're on the fascism side, that you're on the authoritarian side, after this, it's hard to imagine what it's going to take.
Yeah, it really is. I also just don't, like, what do we do as a whole? And also, what the fuck are Democrats doing? Like, how is anyone not doing anything? How is this possible? Like, it's what happened when I was in elementary school. We learned about checks and balances. What the like, nothing. We have nothing. Like, there's nothing we can do. I can't understand how there's nothing that anyone can do. And, you know, I saw that they were talking about passing the budget, and there's a whole bunch of budget allocated for ICE. And so now there's like some Democrats who are like, well, we'll just hold that part of the budget, which means we might go into shutdown again. Like, what are you talking about? You can't think of anything else? You can't, no one can think of anything else that we can do?
It is the problem is the reason why we were always headed toward when the fascists come, is because the Democrats were never setting up a resistance. They were just setting up an alternative.
Yep.
That's how it's always been. It's always just been, we're still going to be capitalists. We're still going to serve billionaires. There will be no worker representation. There will be a little bit of worker lip service here and there, but no true worker representation. When you get an actually like union positive candidate, it will actually be unique. People will be pointing out, wow, somebody with that much union support is doing so well. It will surprise people, because that's where we are with it, where it is the Democrats were never meant to be a resistance, just an alternative way to worship capital, an alternative way to empower billionaires. And so how are they going to resist when they weren't resistance in the first place? And this all does come down to billionaires. The rich people are being served so fucking well right now by our division, by our fighting, by our, as we let a pedophile, or at least a protector of pedophiles, at minimum, that's what he is, run the White House. Like, who are we?
Yeah. Well, now we're really faced with that question. Who are we? And, I think actually since the beginning of Trump entering politics, we've had to ask that question as Americans. Who are we? We've had this smoke and mirrors thing of everyone being equal and freedoms being allocated to everyone, and care for every person who lives here, and it's just not true. Best country on earth, it's just not true. And so now the only thing that is kind of like a positive, it's not even a positive, but at least we can see more clearly how much of it is smoke and mirrors, and how many people are getting involved in having those conversations that maybe wouldn't have before. But I don't know. We shouldn't have had to get to this point. Like, why did we have to get to a point of literally fascism? Especially when we've been doing this for 10 fucking years, for over 10 years. And for over 10 years, there have been plenty of people who have been sounding the alarm. And now here we are, a literal decade later, and we're experiencing fascism in real time in America. And the other part of it too that's driving me fucking crazy is the white folks who are seeing people like Alex, like Renee, and now it's like really clicking with them that, oh, like this, it could be anybody. Like, ICE is not just killing and kidnapping people of color, like they are shooting white people too. Oh, you're on mute.
I was on purpose.
Oh, okay. Why?
I wasn't saying it to you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So now it's kind of like for those people, those like white folks who are finally understanding that like you are also in danger. Now I'm happy to like have you on board, I guess, but like fuck you. You didn't care when BLM was happening and people were getting killed then. You didn't care when people were snatching up and separating families because they were literally just people of color. And many of them were American citizens. You didn't care then. But now there are 2 white folks that have been executed by ICE in under a month. And now all of a sudden you care. Like, now is better than never. But like, how you must feel so, I hope that you feel like true, genuine, deep regret, because what the fuck is wrong with you?
And at this point, like, guys, they're escalating. There's no de-escalation happening. If Trump truly does work with Mayor Frey, as we're hearing allegedly he's going to, and Tim Walz, to get ICE basically to pull back, to reduce back to even normal levels like under the Obama administration, of deportation tactics, which were still bad, which were still gross, but weren't as brutal and as violent. You can say they were better while still being terrible. And basically, because most of the people in this country still support a terrible thing. Most people in this country still think that the solution to the quote unquote problem with undocumented immigration, with illegal immigration, that the solution is deportations and removing the people, when in fact the solution is legalizing their presence here. It is actually making it so they don't need to hide, which will make it easier to deport the felons who shouldn't qualify for that, because the people who are here just to work and to support and aren't felons, aren't violent, aren't bad people, don't need to participate in a community that hides anybody. That's literally the solution. Our economy will grow, our societies will benefit, and you will have a big reduction in the type of immigrants that these people are scared of, despite the fact that even those immigrants exist at a much lower rate than American citizens who commit violent crimes, who commit any kind of crime, who commit drug crimes. Literally the solution to the quote unquote problem with illegal immigration is to make illegal immigrants legal immigrants. That's the solution.
My hottest take is I don't care. It's not a hot take in this space, but I don't care. Why are we even talking this much about immigrant? Like what? Like before the Trump presidency, I never thought about, which is like not good either, but I never thought about illegal immigrants. Like I just did not think about, when I thought about like the things that were a potential threat to me, I never thought it's illegal immigrant. Like it just never even occurred to me. And also that's partially because I was in like New York and it's not like a border state. Maybe that's part of it. A little bit of ignorance and just like not being super involved. Why are people so fucking obsessed with this? I just want to be able to get a dental cleaning without paying out my fucking ass to do it. I want to get my coochie checked regularly and not have to worry about it. That's what I would like.
You work for it's not like you're a member of Congress. It's not like you work for the government. So why should you get those things? Only those people making the policies about who gets them for free from the government, from the taxpayers. Don't you feel better about how often your coochie gets checked, knowing that Donald Trump and every Republican in Congress and every Republican in a federal judgeship and every Republican in a federal DA office, that all of them, everybody, not DA office, a federal attorney's office, don't you feel a little bit better knowing that all of those Republicans who are responsible for the policies of whether you get coochie checks, doesn't it make you feel better that they get their coochie check? Donald Trump can get his coochie check as often as he wants.
Anytime. Yes.
For free.
And
paid for by the taxpayers.
Yeah, as can, I'm sure, I can't even imagine the healthcare package that the ICE officers have. I'm sure it's wonderful. I'm sure they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
I've never, like, every time something crazy like this happens, I think that I've hit a wall of like, well, I can't feel more hopeless than I do right now. But it's like, and doing the jobs that we do, it is so hard, not to be like poor me, because obviously like we are so lucky to get to do jobs like this. But like, am I expected to like go on the internet and talk about like how to hump each other? Like I can't do that right now. It's just,
it's one of those sad things where you're like, sorry, finish. I apologize.
No, I mean, we're just, no, there's nothing really of value I was going to add. It's just like, we're in an emergency state right now. And I feel like I can't do my job. And it's all I talk about with my friends and my family. It's like, what else is there? Like when I'm not talking about what's going on in the world, I actually feel insane. Like I went to go see a show last night, like a little local production, and it was really fun. And it was a nice break. But many times in the show, I'm thinking to myself, we have a state that like is on fucking fire. Like I cannot believe. And I'm supposed to just like sit here and just like, I don't know what to do with myself.
Here's the hard part. They don't deserve to have sex, but they'd stop being a problem if they just got laid. How do we solve that?
I know.
How do we solve that? If some of them just got laid, they would stop being the worst.
They would.
And I think it means we start with Republican sex workers and we just book them to the brim. It's going to need a little fund. It's very unfortunate. You're still not going to be able to get your coochie checked for free. We're going to have to put that money instead of that health care.
Sure.
We're going to have to put it toward their fuck care. Okay?
Right.
Call it Trump care, whatever you want.
I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to
specifically do that. Pay. She's saying she's happy to pay for it, not participate.
Happy to pay for it. Oh,
yeah.
No,
the way he said I'm happy to do that, I was like, I'm going to just clear this up.
I'm happy to pay a sex worker at any time.
And we'll start with the because listen, a lot of sex workers are going to have too high of standards. Believe it. I know a lot of Republicans. Well, this will be hard for them to believe. They actually do have quite high standard sex workers, but Republican ones don't. It's the weirdest fucking thing. A Republican sex worker have you ever like the OnlyFans people who are like trying to get Republicans? There's this one who's like huge and she like signals Republican all the time. And I'm like, you know, they would put you in a concentration camp, right? Yeah. She posts like videos with her and her Cybertruck and shit. And I'm just like,
this is the same fucking shit as like weirdo. Blair White. It's like all of these same women. I'm like, you guys are fucking pathetic. Like,
you want your team to win until they win.
Get up. Literally, girl, get up. Are you serious right now? It's all the same people. It's like Urka doing her fucking shit where she's talking about how women are not focused on being married and they need to be married young and they shouldn't be worried about working while she's going on a national tour.
Yep.
As she takes over her late husband's business. And also, she met him on a job interview. And was also like late 20s, 30 by the time they got married.
Is that illegal? Like, because there's things like you can't coerce now, at least post Me Too. It's a more clear harassment standards. You can't coerce a person to date you if they work for you. But I'm like, is that story going to arm more people to like tell hot girls, I'm not giving you the job because I'd rather date you? What if they then say like, yeah, but I'm not interested. So can I have the job? Like, nope, sorry. Sorry, I already said no.
You know, you're asking
there's gotta be some
behalf
kind of
of a group of people.
Weirdo. Weird. Not for those weirdos. There's gotta be some kind of thing of like that technically means women are less likely to get the jobs if you're attracted to them.
Yeah. Right. Well, yeah, but you're asking on behalf of a population of people who think that they are being oppressed because girls don't want to fuck them.
Yeah, I know.
Because they don't know how to fucking behave right.
I know. And it's so sad because I'm like, God fucking damn it. No one should fuck them. And yet it would solve so many problems.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't be. Like, this is that's such participation trophy energy.
Yeah.
Literally, you've complained so much about not being able to get laid that's why you should get laid. You didn't do anything to deserve getting laid. Now you're getting participation fucks.
Yep. Correct.
You dipshits.
Participation fucks is really funny.
You fucking pieces of shit. Which is funny because you know that when they fuck, they don't participate even at that point. They're just like, they just lay there. They're just starfish. They don't even know.
I would like you to know.
They still think the clit is a myth.
I know. Well, that's because all of their wives' clits atrophied because they never fucking found it.
Wives.
Right. I'd like you
to know. It's a clitter myth. That's funnier. Anyway, go on. Clitter myth.
Mayra Flores, who I guess is running for Congress.
Myra, I think it is. Mayra. The lady who does all the super is that the Islamophobic lady?
I don't know. I just opened my threads and the first thing I saw was Lakeland Riley was a nurse too, yet no Democrats protested in the streets for her. Hypocrites. Using an M dash, by the way, which leads me to think that this was a ChatGPT.
Sure.
Situation.
Hey guys, what happened to her killer?
Right.
Yeah.
Arrested, tried, convicted.
Right. We literally, no one will march for Renee Good. Well, you know what happened when George Flores's George Floyd's killer was arrested, the protests stopped. And they waited to see if justice would be served.
Yes.
And it kind of was. Halfway.
Kind of.
A lot of people got off that shouldn't have.
It's also, Lakeland Riley was not murdered by the fucking government.
Right.
She was not murdered.
And her murder wasn't protected by alleged immunity.
Yes. She wasn't murdered by people who she pays the taxes for their fucking salary.
Right. Joe Biden didn't set out to become president to kill Lakeland Riley. Donald Trump fully wants this amount of power, wants to be this authoritarian, and wants to kill dissenters. He wants dissenters dead, for sure.
And for what it's worth, Lakeland Riley, her family has apparently asked countless times to stop using her as a political prop. And
especially
yet here we are.
Against immigrants.
Right.
They've said that would have been against her feelings, and it's against their family's feelings, and yet they keep saying it. These are the people where I'm like, politicians should have to debate non-politicians. Because when you debate another politician, you both have that like, well, I'm only allowed to go so far.
Yeah.
Let me debate Trump. Let me debate JD Vance. Let me force them into those zones where it's like, no. You don't get your safe soundbite. You needed to definitively tell us yes or no on this issue because it is that simple. You want to then explain your yes or your no, fine, but you don't get a soundbite your way out of this. You fucking pricks. And Stephen Miller, eat something you're allergic to, please. Do the world a favor and eat something you're allergic to.
Right.
Just so you puff up. No, I'm not saying deathly allergic.
No, come on. You
practice your note writing skills and eat some shellfish or whatever it is. You look like somebody who's allergic to shellfish. And look, guys, I'm mildly allergic to shellfish, okay? This isn't a dig. You just look like you're allergic to a lot of stuff. And your wife points out that the only condiment you put on everything is mayo.
Mayo, of course. How did I know? How did I know? That's a good diss to someone. You look like you carry an EpiPen.
Yeah. Multiple EpiPens.
Yeah.
You look like before you leave, like, do you have the backup EpiPen in your purse? What's the expiration date? You look like you're not allergic to bees. You're allergic to the flowers they land on.
Allergic to peanuts, the tiniest legume.
Yes. You look like, and it's because your parents just wouldn't give you peanuts. They were too spicy for you.
Yes.
You look like when they ask if you want sparkling or still water, you say still, you're allergic to sparkling water.
Yes. Too spicy.
It's too spicy.
Too spicy.
But then you're like, I guess if I can dip it in some mayo.
Yeah.
You dip sparkling water in mayo. That's who you are.
Fucking gross.
Stephen Miller. That's where we're going to leave it.
Come to the bonus show.
TOS, okay? On the bonus show, I still can't. That'd be beyond Patreon's TOS. I don't know what we're doing on the bonus show.
Also, we are 38 days past when the Epstein files were supposed to be released.
And
we should be keeping
I saw a report the other day, literally, when they keep saying, we've given hundreds of thousands of files, apparently it's less than 1%.
Wow. That's crazy.
Guys. Don't you wish Batman?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't be Christopher Nolan's Batman. You know that. You know what I'm saying? It would be,
it'd be darker than
Snyder Batman. Okay?
Ooh.
It'd be Ben Affleck Batman.
Ooh.
You're like, I don't give a fuck, guys. Don't you wish Batman? We'll see you in the bonus show. That was the show for the rest of you plebs who aren't at patreon.com/colorblind. Go there. Bonus show. Incoming. Bye. Sorry.